All right, let's talk about something absolutely wild, something you're using right now, your consciousness. We always assume it's something that happens inside our heads, right? But what if that's not the case at all? What if it's actually coming from out there, from the very fabric of the universe? Okay, so to even begin to wrap our heads around this, we have to start by questioning something huge. I mean, it's an idea so fundamental, most of us don't even realize it's an idea we can question. So here's the standard picture, right? The one we all kind of grew up with. The brain is this incredible biological computer, and somewhere in all that wiring, it, poof, creates consciousness. But what if that's not it? What if we've got it completely backwards? There's this new theory that flips the whole thing on its head. It says consciousness doesn't come from the brain. The brain comes from consciousness. Consciousness was here first, and it built the brain simply as a way to experience our world. I mean, just think about that for a second. What if we have it completely backwards? And look, this isn't just some late-night dorm room conversation. This is the core question behind a really fascinating new idea called consciousness field theory. And yeah, it suggests that the whole story of creation, the very sequence of events, might be the exact opposite of what we thought. Okay, so how could that even be possible? Well, this whole wild idea really clicks into place when you think about it through one powerful metaphor. It completely changes how you see the brain. For so long, we've pictured the brain as this brilliant composer, right? Creating the beautiful, complex music of our thoughts and feelings all by itself. But this new theory says, nope, that's not it. Forget the composer. Instead, think of your brain as a really, really advanced radio. It's not making the music is already out there, playing everywhere. The brain is just the receiver, the antenna, tuning into a cosmic broadcast that's always on. And this is where it gets really profound. If the brain is just a receiver, then consciousness might not be a biological quirk at all. It could be a fundamental force of the universe, just like, say, gravity or electromagnetism. Think about it with a radio analogy. If your radio breaks, does the music stop playing? No, the radio station is still broadcasting. The music is still out there. In the same way, maybe this universal consciousness just is. It exists, whether or not a brain happens to be tuned into it. Okay, that's a cool idea, but it immediately leads to the next huge question, right? If our brains are radio, what's the radio station? Where is this cosmic broadcast actually coming from? To get to the bottom of that, the theory takes us way, way back. I mean, before the Big Bang, before time even existed. And it asks you to imagine not an empty void, but a limitless, calm ocean of pure, unified consciousness. Just being. Then, in that perfect stillness, a single tiny ripple appears. The very first thought, I am here. And that one little act of self-awareness, that moment of separation from the whole, it shattered the perfect harmony. It unleashed an incredible burst of energy, and that, the theory says, was the Big Bang. Our whole universe, born from consciousness wanting to know itself. Now, what's so cool about this consciousness-first idea is that it offers potential answers to some of the biggest, most stubborn mysteries in science. You've got the hard problem of consciousness. How does a lump of gray matter create the feeling of seeing red? Well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just tunes in to redness. Then there's this really strange phenomenon called terminal lucidity, where people right at the end of life suddenly become incredibly clear and coherent. Could it be their receiver is getting one last perfect signal? And get this, the observer effect in quantum physics. The weird fact that reality seems to kind of wait for us to look at it before it picks a state. Maybe that's literally what's happening. Our act of observing is what tunes the universe from a sea of possibilities into one concrete reality. All right, let's bring this all down from the cosmic scale right back to you, to us. If we are all just antennas tuning into the very same broadcast, what does that actually mean for me being me and you being you? Well, there's another great analogy for this. It goes something like this. The consciousness of each and every one of us is just like a wave that briefly rises on the surface of a huge ocean before it disappears back into it. Just think about that for a second. A wave is unique, right? It has its own shape, its own energy for a little while. But what is it made of? It's made of the exact same water as the entire ocean. And this is the big leap. Maybe our sense of being a separate self, this powerful feeling that I am in here, separate from everything else out there, maybe that's just an illusion, a beautiful temporary illusion created by our own personal receiver. So what that really means is the line we draw between ourselves and other people, or between us and the natural world, it might not actually be there. At the deepest level,
We might all just be different expressions of one single universal consciousness. And yeah, that's a core idea you find in so many spiritual traditions all over the world. They call it oneness. Okay, let's put this all together. What does this mean for you, for me, for our place in this whole cosmic drama?
It's easy to feel pretty small sometimes, looking up at the night sky, like we're just a tiny speck. But if this theory is even remotely on the right track, that's not the case at all. You're not just some random thing in the universe. You are the universe, experiencing itself. Your body, your mind, it's a special avatar, a window. Every single thing you feel, every thought, every laugh, every tear, that's the cosmos getting to know itself through you. So if that's true, your life isn't small at all. It's essential. It's a totally unique and irreplaceable perspective for the universe. Which leaves us with one final thought, one last question for you. Today, what amazing view are you going to show the universe through your window?